Highway 75 addition. The property lies outside the city of Lamar's corporate limits, but lies within our 2-mile jurisdiction for review and approval. Administration is recommending the council waive its right to review per Iowa Code Section 354.9. The property is ag and will remain ag with no intention of changing or approval.
So this is a continuation of the one that we did previously. It's the same parcel of land. I've expressed my position with Jason that we don't want to get in the habit of waiving these. I think it should go to P&Z, and I think we should follow the process we've followed for years, but because this is one that's the same that we previously waived, I'm comfortable with waiving this particularly.
And Chuck or Bruce was supposed to be there today, but I don't see them. So.
I guess if you're comfortable with it, Mike, my big concern is, once again, it's ag land, will remain with no intention, but if intentions change, are we putting ourselves in a bad position? If intentions change, somebody dies, somebody else gets it, you know, I don't wanna find ourselves down the road going, it wasn't the plan. So I'm asking you.
Well, it's outside of our city limits for starters. I mean, if it would have went to P&Z and you would have heard that it's gonna be ag land, it would have been approved anyway. But I agree, the future needs, we need to have them go to P&Z like they have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, that is procedure, but my only thing is, I mean, and I think I stated it the last time when we talked about the ground to the east, is if it went to P&Z, there isn't any stipulations we would have put on it anyway.
Okay.
There's nothing we would have required. We would have just okayed it.
Okay.
But
If you guys are fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Motion adopting resolution 2252, waiving review of the final plat of C&B Kellen's 1031 Ag Exchange, a minor subdivision as allowed per Iowa Code Section 354.9.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Witt,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yeah.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Donlin,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to our timely sidewalk regulations ordinance. It's been discovered that a portion of section 136.03, quote, removal of snow, ice, and accumulations, unquote, was inadvertently admitted in the 2021 publication of Lamar's Code of Ordinances. Attached is a copy of the section from the 2015 edition of the Lamar's Code of Ordinances. Council must follow the ordinance adoption procedure to add it. Administration recommends the council proceed to a public hearing.
Motion to establish a public hearing January 3rd, 2023 at 12 p.m. for public hearing to amend Lamar's Code of Ordinances, Chapter 136, Sidewalk Regulations. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion.
We got a public hearing.
Jason, what do you have?
we did get the EPA comfort letter this morning in regards to the whole public works. So that's there for when potential buyer requests it. I don't know if Mark and I read it. I don't know if it made it any clearer to anybody, but it's there. So
Brian asked if there were any offers yet.
I don't think any official ones, no. No.
We're getting some. Reasonable?
I don't know.
How much?
That's the first question I get all the time.
Tell me.
And then we had a couple job openings, streets. It was offered to an individual and they did accept it last night. So that's Travis Toms. He'll start January 9th.
Great.
And then the code position, we did 3 interviews Thursday and Friday. made an offer to an individual yesterday, so waiting for his reply. I was also notified last night that the Northwest Iowa Youth Golf that was in the annex building have moved out. So I'll start the process of taking that thing down.
Did they mention where they went?
No, I know they had mentioned previously where they were hoping to go.
Right.
Whether or not that's where they ended up, I don't.
Okay.
She called me yesterday and she didn't say anything about it, so they must have found a spot.
Good. Yeah, I guess in that email, he didn't say whether they found a spot, they just said they've gotten all of their stuff out of there. So I would assume they found a spot. And then the next thing, just an update on plywood, and you can chime in too, Mark. I haven't been by there today, so I don't know if they're there. I know Gotterson Smith has brought equipment in, and according to what they had told us most recently is they were supposed to be on site yesterday to start doing some initial grading, and then after the new year, January 3rd, come in to start erecting that bridge. So that's the update on the 1A portion. The 1B portion will come to you next 2 council meetings. Next council meeting to set the hearing on the plans and specs, and the 17th will be the hearing and to approve the funding agreement with the state for that.
B is Merrill to NIPCO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have they got their own NIPCO? Is that all figured out? Okay.
Yeah, plans are in, yeah.
I was curious, okay.
What did they say? They did make a couple, DOT had a couple suggestion, and there was a change to the plans. I think
Do you know
that
that?
wall.
I don't remember the specifics of it, but I've got, it's along the wall.
Yeah. So that's looking for an April letting through the DOT. So,
With the hope that, by the end of next season, we should have an action. That's the hope, so. God willing, and somebody doesn't crash a semi into something. I'm not, all kidding aside, but that's the hope.
so, that's it.
All right, Jacob.
Just a note, the budget schedule's been set. I think you guys have seen the updated ones, so make sure you have it on your calendars when those committee meetings are. They'll be starting the first week of January. I got all the budgets back from the departments on Friday, so we're kind of putting everything together. We got valuation numbers from the county, so should be good to go going into January.
Good deal. Anything else? All right.
Jacob, which committee is going to look at the budget that we just discussed?
Generally, that would be the community service committee, so Steve Blake and Brian.
Okay.
Okay. Mark, do you have anything?
No,
Steve?
Just like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, great New Year. See you in the new year.
Same here. I do want to encourage our city staff and employees to remain safe these next few days. It's going to be dangerous conditions out there, and hope all goes well and smoothly so we can celebrate these holidays.
Are you saying we should close City Hall right now?
Nope. Well, I said remain safe. You're not lazy. All right, clerk.
I've got a couple things. Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. I would like to thank the mayor and Mark and Brian. You guys got a year under your belt now, and I really appreciate this group. You may not always agree, but I really do appreciate this group. And I'm going to pose the question, because this goes back about 8 years. When Dick Kirkhoff was mayor, we went through a time where he had been mayor for a couple of years, couple terms, and we raised his salary. And when we raised the salary, we said that it would only apply to him and that when he was done, we'd drop the mayor back, which we did. But I personally think that the mayor's position should be raised again. And it has to be done so in an election cycle. So I think when you have a mayor that has a term or two under his belt, that salary should be elevated. And I'm just, when you look at the board of supervisors compared to the mayor, he's got a lot of responsibility, a lot of time, and so I think it should be compensated. If that's of interest, I want to open up that discussion down the road for a mayor that has a term or two terms under his belt, not for any intrigue. So that's something that I'd like to revisit at some point in time coming up. If it gets any traction, that's up to you guys. So other than that, thanks guys. I think it's been good. It's been good.
I believe when we discussed that, Clark, didn't we had the discussion of having that wording in the ordinance actually, but then I think we took it out.
We took it out, and I don't know why, but yeah, we did.
We had that automatic increase after, within, for
Right.
council members.
Is that something we want to look at again? You know? Thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Mike?
We can always look.
There's offense right here. No, that's okay. That's all I got. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, and on the same thing, I'm not gonna lie, I noticed the disparity in supervisor salary, and I thought, I don't know how often they meet, I don't know what committee work they have, but you're a lot this year.
Well, they field a lot of calls. They have a lot of responsibilities. I'm not even going there, but I am saying, you got, you know, so, anyway,
Yeah.
I think we
We'll,
should.
we'll discuss it. That's certainly not anything that's on my radar, but, I want to encourage people to run for mayor, you know, and so if the time commitment not equivalent to the compensation is a deterrent, then so be it, but, nobody does it for the money. Right. Right. Anyway, that's true. Yeah. Ryan? Nothing? Mike?
I'm good.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Merry Christmas, everyone.